I never thought I'd come home from deployment to find strangers living in my house. Not squatters. Not burglars. Tenants. With a signed lease. And my HOA president's signature at the bottom. Let me start from the beginning. My name's Daniel Mercer. Staff Sergeant. U.S. Army. I was deployed overseas for 9 months. Before leaving, I did everything right. Mortgage on auto-pay. Utilities covered. Lawn service prepaid. I even emailed the HOA president, Linda Caraway, informing her officially of my deployment status and providing emergency contact info. She replied with a short, cold message. Thank you for your service. We'll ensure your property remains compliant. I believed her. Big mistake. 3 days after I landed back in the States, I drove straight from the airport to my house. I hadn't told anyone I was coming. I wanted to surprise my little sister, who had been checking on the place once a month. But when I turned onto my street, something felt off. There were toys in my yard. Different cars in my driveway. Curtains I didn't recognize. I parked slowly, heart pounding. Walked up to the front door. And someone else answered it. A man in gym shorts, holding my coffee mug. Can I help you? He asked. I stared past him. My couch. My TV. My photos were gone. Replaced. I live here. He frowned. No, you don't. We signed a 6-month lease. Through the HOA. That's when I felt something snap inside my chest. I didn't yell. Didn't threaten. I stepped back and said calmly, call whoever rented this to you. He called Linda. And she showed up smiling. Oh, Daniel, she said like we were old friends. You're back early. Why are there strangers in my house? She folded her arms. After multiple covenant violations and unpaid assessments, the board voted to seize the property for community benefit. I don't have unpaid assessments. You were unreachable, she shrugged. The house appeared abandoned. I was deployed. Yes, she said sweetly. But we can't let properties sit unused. It affects market value. She had rented my home out. My house. While I was serving overseas. And she believed she had the authority to do it. I called my lawyer immediately. Turns out, under federal law, specifically protection similar to the Service Members Civil Relief Act, what she did wasn't just unethical. It was illegal. But legal battles take time. And I wasn't about to sleep in a hotel while strangers lived in my bedroom. So I made a call. Not to the police. To my platoon. You see, we'd just gotten back. 15 of us. Tight as brothers. They'd heard stories about HOAs before. But this? This was different. The next morning at 0600 sharp, 5 trucks rolled quietly into my neighborhood. We weren't in uniform. No weapons. Nothing illegal. Just presence. Disciplined. Calm. Organized. We knocked on the door together. The tenant answered, looking confused. I handed him printed documentation from my attorney stating the lease was void due to fraudulent authority. I'm not here to threaten you, I said calmly. You were lied to. You have 2 hours to gather your things. I'll personally help you move. He looked behind me at the line of silent, broad-shouldered veterans standing perfectly still in my driveway. He nodded. Linda arrived 10 minutes later, furious. You can't intimidate residents, she screamed. I stepped forward. You illegally rented my federally protected property during active military deployment. She laughed nervously. Prove it. Right on cue, 2 sheriff's vehicles pulled up. See, while my platoon showed presence, my lawyer had filed an emergency injunction at dawn. The deputies stepped out. Ms. Caraway, one asked. We need to speak with you regarding unlawful property seizure and fraudulent leasing. Her smile vanished. She tried to blame board misunderstanding. Claimed she acted in good faith. Said she was protecting property values. The sheriff wasn't impressed. By noon, the tenants were gone. Peacefully. I even gave them money for a week's hotel stay. They weren't the villains here. Linda, however, was escorted away in handcuffs pending investigation. Turns out, this wasn't her first stunt. 2 elderly homeowners had been pressured into temporary leasing agreements after medical absences. She'd been running a quiet little income stream through HOA power. She thought no one would fight back. She didn't expect someone trained to defend ground. Within weeks, the HOA board dissolved under legal scrutiny. Emergency elections were held. Financial audits revealed misused funds. Linda faced charges for fraud and unlawful eviction practices. As for me? The day I finally slept in my own bed again, my platoon came over with pizza and folding chairs because my furniture had been sold off. We sat in an empty living room, laughing like idiots. Not because we won, but because we stood together. People think strength is about force. It's not. It's about knowing when to stand your ground, calmly, legally, decisively. Linda tried to take my home while I was fighting for my country. She forgot something important. I fight better on home soil.